Baker gets it out, first down and more. That's Cade on the tight end. Breaking a tackle, gets inside Colts territory.
They'll pop a few runs.
See what the Colts defense has done, this hot streak that they've been on. This is White running left. White breaking tackles, and he's going to have a first down run.
Defense, get some pressure and affect the pass.
Here they come off the edge blitz. Baker felt it, completes. Evans going airborne. They're going to mark him short of the end zone.
False start. Now you got 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
Trask prior to today had only taken 1 snap this entire season. Here he is on 3rd and goal to the back corner of the end zone. Incomplete.
Ends with a field goal attempt.
Here's Chase McLaughlin, who actually went to Tampa Bay from the Colts. Minshew from the gun delivers a strike. This is Josh Downs. On 2nd and short, Minshew again. This time completes to Pittman. So fresh set of downs. Minshew far side completes. This time it's Alec Pierce.
All signs are pointing to who's going back in, guys.
All right, Amanda, great news, at least for the moment. That pass is caught. Pittman coming across.
More plays on the ball like Davis just did.
Can they hold here? 3rd and 10 from the 19. Minshew. Here they come. Minshew buried. Tryon Shoyinka. What a start for Tampa's defense.
By Todd Bowles and his staff to get off the field.
Knocks him a little bit further back, so certainly not a gimme, but Matt Gay, who has been just lights out, converts on a 46-yarder, and we are tied. Jacksonville-Houston game. Jacksonville, the early lead there, will keep you apprised of all those key scores. Baker, play action again. That pass is picked, intercepted, and it's Ronnie Harrison making his Colts debut. Mayfield had been better of late in terms of the ball security, but a couple of turnovers last week, and not a good start here. Pittman wide open. First down completion, close to the 20, takes a hard hit.
The flaw in the defense and gets it out to Pittman.
One play here to Taylor. Taylor slipping through. No arm tackles here, says Jonathan Taylor.
Did you see a hole or anywhere for Jonathan Taylor to run through on that last play?
That's what he does. Taylor looking for more. Taylor spins his way. Touchdown.
On how Jonathan Taylor gets so tight to Quentin Nelson and doesn't give Devin White any surface area to make that tackle. They haven't always been turned into interception, but he has not been as careful with the ball.
And Mayfield here is sacked again. Samson Ebukam getting there for the Colts. Cansey, the 19th overall pick in the draft, really starting to show some signs. First-year kid out of Pitt. Minshew feels the pocket start to collapse here. He gets away, fires, completes. That's Zach Moss, the lone setback on 4th and 1. Minshew fakes, pulls it back, and he's got Pittman wide open. Brilliantly done by Minshew. The sleight of hand, everyone fake. Team that made him famous. One-time running back for Tampa Bay. As Pittman, another catch. Fakes the handoff here, little sidearm delivery, finds Downs. Downs cutting back. Inside the 5, it'll be 1st and goal. It's Pittman in motion, 3rd and goal. Minshew rolling out, looking. He's going to run it for it, and he's in. Touchdown. Minshew gives him the little shimmy shake, and he is dealing for the Colts.
Well, listen, I know he came in with a foot, but Devin White's got to make this play. You're one-on-one with Gardner Minshew, and you've got to run from inside out. He's running to cut him off and completely overruns this, playing with a lot of confidence. One more reason to go out there and make a play.
Bucks go empty here. 3rd down pass. Mayfield underneath. White trying to make a play. He's going to be well short. Yeah, man, the great stuff. Steichen watching a lot of football last Sunday. So it felt nice to be a fan with all the screens watching games. That pass is intercepted. Carlton Davis. Boy, Tampa Bay needed a play and it's Davis.
Not able to connect on that play, and a great opportunity, exactly what Tampa needs.
Baker moves around in the pocket, throws far side. That
oh my
one
goodness!
Is snatched out of the air. Oh, Payne Durham, he's short of the end zone. Unbelievable catch. Durham, the rookie, 5th-round pick out of Purdue. 1st and goal. Mayfield puts a man under it. Wide open is Evans. It's a touchdown if it stands. We'll check the flag here.
Just a miscommunication. I'm not sure. Watch Rodney Thomas. He's expecting to have a call right here with Jalen Jones. He thinks they're going to pass it off. Jones stays on it when he's at his best.
Almost surreal to see him watching this game up from a luxury box. Minshew's pass. That one is, boy, was it picked? Looks like they're going to rule it incomplete. Could have the turnover that cost them as they go to the ground game. This is White. 1st down run. Lone setback is Edmonds. Little misdirection. This is Edmonds breaking free.
So you call a timeout. It gives the Colts really a good shot to try and get more points before half.
Mayfield's pass near side. Looking for Godwin. Dropped by Winfield. Where is he psychologically? They begin off the legs of Moss. The clock now inside of a minute. They've got 2 timeouts in their back pocket. 2nd and 8. Gardner, little sidearm delivery underneath. It's Moss. Bobbled for a moment. He's got a 1st down. 4th and 3. Minshew from the gun. Has to work quickly. Cross over the middle. It's Pittman. He's got the 1st down. A 58-yarder as they put a 2nd back on the clock. Good snap, good hold. Gay, the kick off the upright, no good. Minshew protected, slays it, 1st down. Offensive line to protect Minshew and give him a chance. Boy, fake handoff, and they go right back to Mallory.
His athleticism and that ability really jumped off the charts.
Big 3rd and 8 here, trying to hold. Minshew's pass incomplete. Rigoberto Sanchez, the holder. Operation is good. And Indy builds on its lead.
They have to desperately go on a run, and it starts today.
Baker faking the handoff, delivers. It's Godwin. Godwin breaking away. Takes a hard hit. He's brought down across the 45-yard line.
But I wouldn't give up on the run game. I'd keep going up the middle.
They're staying committed to it. Here's White. Looking for more.
Or a drop in a crucial situation. Tampa hasn't won the critical play.
3rd and 17, trying to get some of it back here. Palmer is buried right after the catch as they lead that game 14-13 in 3rd. Minshew, 2nd down pass. This is Downs. Downs running into some open space. What a year Downs is starting to put together for Shane Steichen in this offense. Here's Moss. Moss has some open seams. Moss, the spin inside or outside the 40-yard line. What a run by Moss. 2nd quarter interception.
Yep, they love crossing routes in this down and distance.
Low snap. Minshew fields over the middle. There it is, but it's low and incomplete.
I still think it's a little bit risky here in this part of the field.
This would have been a 58-yard field goal, but instead they roll the dice. Minshew fires, incomplete.
Outside the numbers if you're Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield steps up. He's going to run for it. Baker, 1st down, Tampa Bay. And look at Baker taking on tacklers. And he lets them hear about it. Boy, a brazen roll of the dice on 4th and 10. Mayfield taking a shot. Mayfield, dazzling pass. Threads the needle to Godwin.
Really nice.
Mayfield doing everything he possibly can. Mayfield throwing towards the end zone. It's caught. Evans, touchdown. And the Buccaneers punch back yet again. And it's a 1-score game.
They're going to isolate the safety right here. And really, he doesn't really have a chance. Free access.
Minshew faking the handoff, delivers over the middle. Pittman, boy, he had to reach up for it. Minshew slinging one, and it's Pittman again. They're going to go for it. Minshew, play action. Minshew's got his man wide open. It's Allen Cox.
And now you still give your offense a chance.
Servassier Dennis is back onto the field. This is Taylor. First down and more. Taylor extends to the end zone. Looks as though he's just short. Colts trying to make it a 2-score lead with 7 and change left. Taylor, touchdown. Big 4th down conversion. And on the verge of making this a 10-point lead.
You can lose this game is if you give a big one over the top.
Rachaad White has a first down and a lot more. White breaking free. What a massive breakdown on the left side of the Colts defense. Dial up the right plays here for Baker Mayfield. Second down pass is caught. Evans.
Go to somebody else other than Evans. But this time Evans inside.
Mayfield steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to run for it, but he's sacked. Kwity Paye.
Where they ran for 168 yards.
So they begin at the 25-yard line. They start here with a run. As we get a flag here, Taylor is brought down after a pickup of about 3. Vita Vea was there.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
But Kansas looking every bit like a first-round pick in this game for Todd Bowles' defense. 3rd and 23. Just trying to get some of it back. It's Taylor taking on tacklers. He'll get out to the original line of scrimmage. And they begin at their 35. Mayfield goes through his reads, completes over the middle. This is Palmer. Obviously 2-down territory here. Mayfield, football's loose. Who's got it? Indianapolis has recovered. And disaster for Tampa Bay. Ebukam forced the fumble. And Odengbo comes away with it. Such a high sense of urgency trying to keep pace with the Saints in the NFC South. Taylor has a lead blocker. Taylor has a first down and wisely goes to the turf, stays in bounds.
And you only have 2 timeouts.
I think your math is better than you think. 27-20 the final score as Tampa Bay misses a golden opportunity to pick up a game on the Saints. With that game in Atlanta now a final, the Falcons over the Saints 24-15.